With a focus now more than ever in the healthcare space, Pfizer India is launching a one-of-its-kind program which will support Indian startups to find a breakthrough in the healthcare innovation made in India. In fact, they're partnering with Atal Innovation Mission, Niti Aayog, as well as IIT Delhi. Joining in to talk a little bit more about this initiative is Mr. S Sridhar, who's the Managing Director of Pfizer India. Thank you so much for taking time out and joining us on Startup Central. To begin with, let's just talk about the profile of companies that can make it for this program. I understand that it's going to be the first year focus on oncology and digital healthcare, and it's going to be medical devices, diagnostic startups, etc. who can apply?
No, thank you for the opportunity, and good morning, good afternoon, giving the time to everyone there, and thank you for inviting me over. Before I answer this question, Evan, let me just give you a little background. This is a flagship program of Pfizer India, and we started this in 2015, especially when the government formulated the CSR policy of investments there. And we said that when we are going to invest the CSR money, we want to invest it the way government's aspiration is to make an impact in the society. So when we put that lens on, we picked up on three areas. One, we said Pfizer is very strong on innovation and IP. Second is Pfizer is very strong on science. And thirdly, we are very strong on healthcare. So we started saying, let's leverage these three of Pfizer we have, and then try to translate to say, what do we need to do for the country? And we said in all three areas, whether it's innovation IP, whether healthcare, or whether it is science, country needs a lot of support. So we came out with the idea of creating the first program in version 1, which called it IIT Pfizer Partnership Program at IIT Delhi, which is Innovation Hub, where we really helped around close to about 9 startups to incubate there in the first phase. In the first phase, we did multiple areas of healthcare. It ranges from diagnostic to devices to any healthcare. Now in this phase we're launching now, which we call it Indovation, we said, let's now tighten it slightly. We used a lot of learnings from the first phase, and now we are focusing more on oncology and digital health. These two, we believe, are the most important areas of focus for India. Oncology, disease condition is very big, and digital, we all have learned a lot in the last years, and I think with digital, we can actually fast track some of the healthcare solutions for the future. So we said, let's focus on these two areas and open up to all the startups to apply in these two areas. So this is the version 2 of our program.
Yes, indeed. I'll come to version 1 as well and talk about what a success it was. But Mr. Sridhar, let's focus in on what's in it for the startups. I understand that there's a grant of up to 65 lakh rupees. Can you walk us through also what the program offers in terms of support levels?
Great question. In addition to money, obviously, we said we are upping it around 65 lakhs per startup. So we'll have identified 3 startups in oncology and 3 startups in digital health. So 65 lakhs each will offer around 6 startups is what our starting position is. It is a 24-month incubation. It can be incubated in any of our partners' center. So last year, it was incubated predominantly in IIT Delhi. This time, we're leveraging all the IIT partners across the country and also other partners who are in the facility to incubate. We can incubate them in different locations in the country. That's a second change what we have made out there. In addition, we are getting an implementation partner called Social Alpha. We learned that most of the startups require the help at the time of proof of concept and the handholding time of commercialization, venture capitalists, etc. So therefore, we wanted to help Social Alpha to come in, work with this startup from day one, and help them to commercialize also the product in this. That was not the process in the first phase. So we're adding that element to it. We also have a lot of partners coming in this time around it. We have oncology partners, they've got diagnostic partners, they've got Niti Aayog, Atal. We want to bring in the skill set, all of them coming together and help these 6 startups to actually fast track the commercialization. Second thing, what you're also doing is the projects we're identifying, we're trying to identify projects which are in little advanced stages. So therefore, we can enable them to fast track the project much faster. Those are the changes we're making in the phase 2.
Okay, now, Mr. Sridhar, let's take back the clock, talk about version 1. I understand that the company successfully incubated about 9 healthcare innovations, supported about 19 IP filings. Walk us through the success.
So of the 9 we did, we started from 2016, 3 of them, 17, 3 of them. So like that, every year we have been picking up 2 or 3 startups every year. Happy to state 2 of the startups are ready to go live commercial venture in the next few months there. One of them has come out with an innovative wearable for people who are hard of hearing, who are physically disabled, so they're able to actually see what they want to communicate on the screen very clearly. So it's a very innovative way of doing it. Another startup is coming with markers to identify early warning cardiac diseases. So these 2 startups will come up fairly quickly of this thing there. There are a couple of more startups. There are over 2 of them on the early exit stage, 3 of them on the clinical trial stages. So all those 9 of them, 2 of them early to launch, the rest 7 of them will come in after that. And it's across multiple therapy areas. There's, for example, there's one person coming with an endonasal device for prevent pollution control. Now, especially in cities like Delhi, a lot of pollution, they're coming with an endonasal device, which you can actually put under your nose. It prevents pollution. So most of the ideas are spread across multiple therapy areas, multiple innovations. And I'm happy to see 2 of them really coming out as commercialization shortly.
Yeah, you spoke of some very interesting innovations. Is there anything else that stood out to you in terms of innovations in the healthcare, the diagnostic space as well in the country?
There is one person, actually, I was very impressed with it. He was trying to recreate a surgical scenario using a program where the doctors can actually practice the real-life surgery on neurosurgery, which today the doctors actually do it or lie on patients. There is no provision available to practice. So he actually created an ecosystem where he can actually do those surgeries and practice those surgeries in a real life scenario using this. And then they can always change the parts and make it to a next doctor to practice on, which I thought was very, very interesting.
And finally, Mr. Sridhar, India has proven itself to be a healthcare innovation powerhouse in the world. How do you see India progressing in the healthcare sphere, and what more do you think needs to be done in terms of government support in order to help lead this growth?
I think India has come very far on healthcare from what it were many years back. One big theme I'm noticing about healthcare is about innovation R&D. It has come to a big startup. We claim we are pharmacy of the world, but at some time, very shortly, we'll become the pharma market of the world with innovation R&D taking big thing. I also believe that we need to fast track some of the healthcare solutions to make our products and solutions accessible to people in the rural geographies. And therefore, the startups, diagnosis, and these kind of digital solutions will enable to bridge the gap between medicines and therapies. And that is how we will fast track it to a future. And I do believe in the next 10 years, India will become a powerhouse of innovation and creation, not just for India, but we're able to export some of the solutions to the global world, what we've learned.
Mr. Sridhar, it's been a pleasure interacting with you. All the very best on the next program. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.